Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. And for your pleasure, this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we are covering the Tyre Shredders Racing The Academy M6 Cup Round 3 at Brands Hatch. You lucky little devils, you. This is going to be absolutely banging, ladies and gentlemen. The Group 3 M6 BMW going for hell and leather around... Oh, dear, hang on. Around the track here at Brands Hatch is going to be absolutely breakneck. We are getting two races, ladies and gentlemen, two 20-minute sprints on the medium tyres only, unless there's rain and they're allowed to use the inters. But so far this season, it's all been about the medium tyre, and the racing has been frantic. So without further ado, I'll read you the championship table after 2 rounds, and then we'll look at the grid. So Reedy is at the top of the table, ladies and gentlemen, on 64 points. Froxy Dev is in second on 63 points. Giaquila is third on 53 points. Ayrton is fourth on 50 points. Apex Wolf is fifth on 41 points. Staples is sixth on 40 points, despite missing one round. Ravy Davy is seventh on 38 points. I'm definitely reading the right table. Yeah, after round two. Sorry. Ravy Davy on 38 points. Footy is 8th on 27 points. Hopper's 9th on 25 points. Racing Sim is 10th on 24 points. Vane is 11th on 20. This can't be. Is that right? These guys didn't race. That is saying round two. I didn't think these guys scored that much. So Cy on 12th on 20 points. Carlsberg 13th on 14 points. Big Boat 14th on 12 points. TH Dog in 15th on 4 points. And Ghost Pepper 16th on 2 points. Yeah, after round two. So, and this is definitely round three, isn't it? I'm starting to get a question everything, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Vodka Rob in the chat saying, you're up late, aren't you? Yeah, I'm turning around my weekend, ready for nights. I'm on nights for a couple of weeks, so I'm trying to get everything done during the night and staying awake until the wee hours of the morning. And Vodka Rob saying, I'm just recovering from my URL race. I actually managed to not finish last in both races. Well done. Yes, the season has begun again, hasn't it, for the URL guys? Racing their Sunday evenings. Hey, if tonight goes really well, Vodka Rob, I'm hoping to get League 4s covered before I go to bed. But it's a lot, because I've still got 3 replays, including this one, and then yeah, and then the 2 tonight, Sunday night. So it's a lot. It's a lot to get through, but we will do. Right, we've done the table.
Smiling face with smiling eyes.
And Vodka Rob saying, I'm always about for a watch. Jesus, not through the night, man. Give yourself a rest, especially after a hard race. So let's have a look at the grid then, ladies and gentlemen. We've looked at the table, and we're pretty sure we've read you the right table. It says after 2 rounds. How many rounds have we had? We've only had 2 rounds. I've only done 2 rounds of this. I'm sure of it. So, yeah. It's just 91 points. I suppose they get 20 points a race. And there's been 4 races. 20, 40, 60, 80. You can only get 80. 64. Yeah, okay. All right. We're going with it. It's probably correct. On a pole position then here at the Brands of Hatch, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Proxy Dev. The Froxy Dev, sorry. The Froxy Dev. Poxy Dev. The Froxy Dev. And they usually like to qualify a little further back. They're one of those that come alive mid-race and then charge to the front. So they're wasting. They're getting rid of that beginning bit of just hanging around behind people. They've gone for pole straight off, and they are gunning for the win early doors, ladies and gentlemen. Pole sitter the Froxy Dev. I think the first pole sitter we've had that isn't Reedy, ladies and gentlemen. So well done to the Froxy Dev. In second place, ladies and gentlemen, you can recognise that livery from a mile off. It is Ayrton, ladies and gentlemen. Ayrton, a thorn in the side of the top runners. He's always there, and he is always demanding an audience with the lead role in the race. So Ayrton, very good qualifying. Second place, Ravy Davy, ladies and gentlemen, coming on leaps and bounds in qualifying. Third on the grid for Ravy Davy, and this is going to be very interesting. Ravy Davy going to mix it up early doors with the leaders. I am here for that. Then in fourth, we've got a cheeky Nando Loris. And that, sir, is a very nice livery, very NASCAR. I mean, it's probably a NASCAR livery, but we've got two car 11s as well, because I think Ayrton's got number 11 on his car as well. So, but, hey, what's in a number? So, yeah, we've got Nando Loris, a cheeky Nando, on the track, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think I've seen them here before with the tyre shredders, so I am intrigued and interested to see how they are going to tear up the track here at Brands Hatch. In fifth place then, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sai. Sai has returned, and it looks like his livery's not loaded in. Oh, I might quit out and quit back in before we start the race, just to see if we can get his livery to load in, because that's not fair. So that's Sai. And he is fifth on the grid. Sixth is Matty Alder, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Alder. I recognise that name. I think he's raced here before. So Matty Alder lining up sixth here in Kent and looking to do some damage to the leaders, I am sure. In seventh place then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Vane in his deadly sexy car. And my word, a big URL appearing on the side of his car. Is this the sign of things to come for the Tyre Shredders Racing and the Academy, with URL getting involved? And always, as always, ladies and gentlemen, the ostrich haunts me. In eighth place then, ladies and gentlemen, is Swifty. And Swifty, Janet saying Sign never had a livery. All right then, cool, I won't quit out then. Did he not have a livery in the first round? Oh, I never remember. So, ladies and gentlemen, then, in eighth place, it's Swifty, looking very sleek, very nice. Middle of the pack, though, very difficult position to be in. He's got a lot of fast people behind him wanting to come through, and he's got a lot of people stumbling over each other in front of him. So Swifty has a lot of jobs to do today. Is he ready? We will see. In ninth place then, Johnny AES. That sounds like some network provider, AES. But Johnny is starting. Here's Johnny in ninth place. And again, top-notch livery action here. And it's got a dragon on it. I love a dragon, me. I'm always here for a dragon. So that's Johnny. Yes. And in 10th place, ladies and gentlemen, I introduced to you Hawkeye. This is when the multiverse comes into it, because I know Hawkeye from the URL. I know his I've raced with Hawkeye. He's a very fine racer. So Hawkeye jumping in with the Tyre Shredders, ladies and gentlemen, and getting a very good qualifying of 10th place. And that BMW is looking fine. Absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with that picture, ladies and gentlemen. Do not adjust your set, because everything is as it should be. Right then, in 11th place, ladies and gents, we know him, we love him, and he is a hard racer. It's Footy in the Monster BMW, and he's been doing something. I don't think he's connecting with the BMW as well as we saw him last season in the American Muscle Cars. He was absolutely slinging his American Beast last season, but this time around in the delicate petite BMW with the rear derriere that likes to come around, Footy is finding it a handful. But we have still been treated some amazing racing from him so far this season. So awesome stuff from Footy. I'm sure he's not happy with his qualifying, but we will see him come large in the race. Gia is down here in 12th place. Gia mixing it up with the top 5 usually, and finding themselves further down the grid than they ordinarily are. So this is the jeopardy. There's some fast guys obviously had bad qualifying, and this race is going to be an absolute festivity of going for gaps. So many places, so many good braking zones at Brands Hatch to go for the gap. In 13th, then we've got Bindit, ladies and gentlemen. Bindit. I haven't come across Bindit before in the tyre shredders, and I am looking forward to seeing their work. Welcome to the club. So Bindit on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. I know a Bendit, but he's a flying Dutchman, and I think Bindit had a UK flag, so I don't think they're the same person. But Bindit on I like Bindit. It's like he binned it into the corner. It's cool. In 14th, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Hoppers, the man, the myth, the legend, the one it is named after. It is the Hoppers Academy. He is the Xavier of the group, ladies and gentlemen. Xavier, if you may. This is his X-Men, and he is top X, ladies and gents. It's the Hoppers. He's qualified in 14th. 15th, ladies and gents. It'll come to a surprise to you, as it's a surprise to me. It's the Apex Wolf. And the Apex Wolf, again, like Footy, not finding the feet of the BMW so far this season. But we know he is fast. He has speed. And he's going to be expelling a lot of that during the next 20 minutes of Brands Hatch. Looking forward to it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I give you 16th. 16th. There's 16 people in this lobby. It is an amazement. They would have you believe that GT7 is a dead game. But no, look, 16 in the lobby. Full house. Winner takes all. And in 16th then, and I'm a bit nervous about this one. I'm not sure if this is a racist slur, his nickname. And the GT7 bots haven't picked it up. It's TAFF, the T word. But I didn't think we were allowed to call Welsh people that. So it seems like a racial slur to me. So I'm just going to call him T. Until I get knowledge from the Welsh community that I can use that racial slur. It's as bad as the N-word, ladies and gentlemen. Right then, that is the grid. Now all we've got is 20 minutes of superb racing, and then turn that grid upside down and have another 20 minutes of superb racing. Are you ready? Are you braced? Are you rehydrated? Hang on, I think some Vodka Rob's telling me it's not a slur. Or saying no, that's not a slur, is it? Well, I'm not sure, so I'm erring on the edge of caution. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off for a lovely 20-minute race here at the Brands of Hatch. The Froxy Dev leads them away in such fine form that it feels that this man has one aim in the race. They are off now as they go into... Oh, Froxy Dev forgot where the braking zone was. He just was so into it. Oh, no, it's all gone wrong for the Froxy Dev there. And Ravy Davy comes through against the Ayrton. Ayrton, who was second on the grid, losing a position as the cheeky Nando has a wiggle in the background. And Sai, ladies and gents, fourth is Sai, and he is coming through strong. One of the OGs, ladies and gentlemen. The tyre shredder OGs coming through strong and fast. Oh, he's got a slide on, and that gives Matty Oldler an absolutely big old invite for an overtake, but no, it looks like Sai held the slide, and Matty did not get the invite just yet. And Sai then holding strong in that fourth place as Ravy Davy leads them around. Swifty is up to sixth with the Vane in seventh, but he's got a very strong force of cars behind him, with the Froxy, Johnny, Hawkeye, all on his case. Brands Hatch absolutely slaps, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to say, as these Beamers make their way around. Footy in 11th, just ahead of Giaquila, and Apex Wolf 13th, up ahead, as well as the T-Word, Bindit in 15th, and the Hoppers in last, 16th. Hoppers going a little wide there, and fighting the raw power of the Burt Were. Ravy Davy leads them away, then Ayrton coming back at him. Ayrton, don't count him out, ladies and gentlemen. He is absolutely, we saw last round, he's a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. He's not a given-upper, and Ayrton then absolutely trying to cling on to the back of Ravy Davy, who, let's say, had an absolutely stunning start with the Froxy Dev, forgetting his head. And Matty Alder ahead of the Sai. He did get the invite in the end, and the Sai slips down to 5th as Matty moves himself up and into 4th place. This is some superb racing here with the Wers and Swifty next on the list of Sci-Fi's exclusive, Sci-Fi size exclusive party of overtakes. In the chat, Phaser saying good night. All right, good night, buds. Swifty in 6th, then Vane 7th, ahead of the Froxy. The Froxy pole sitter must be absolutely steaming in the ears from his star. Johnny just, that's a very nice car, and it looks very good on the stream. I am pleased with that one. Giaquila, though, closing in very tight, but the brakes are squeaking. There's someone squealing. Was that Gia? Wowzers. Someone not had enough. Bindits, Hawkeye, Taff. I said it, sorry, T. Bindit in 15th. Oh dear, I don't think I can keep it up. I'm going to end up saying it a lot. And Giaquila then goes past Johnny. Maybe it was Johnny that was squealing. Looks like he's lost all power, isn't it? He's not going anywhere at the moment. So Johnny losing a lot of positions there down the straight. It looked like he didn't even get himself out of 5th gear. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Oh, it's the Froxy. The Froxy Dev has used all his luck up in qualifying, it seems. If there was luck to have, and now slips right to the back. Ravy Davy still leads with Ayrton in chase, but Ayrton has slipped back a slight bit now, and Cheeky Nando and Loris is closing in on Ayrton. Matty Alder then in 4th place. Great start from the Matty. Remember, he started in 6th, jumped up a couple of positions. Sai in 5th, with Swifty in hot pursuit of the Sai. The top 6 are all in view of each other, on board with the Swifty, as we sit in his passenger seat and do some touching. So Swifty then making it around on their side, wrestling with his Burt Were as they make their way around, and it's side by side up ahead with Matty going on to the Cheeky Nando, and it's a fight up ahead. Oh, it's close here as well, but we're looking at the Nando trying to stay ahead of Matty, but Matty absolutely burns and comes through. Oh yeah, Matty on a race, ladies and gentlemen, but then it's down into Paddock Hill as Nando pulls out of his weight to try and have a cheeky look, but Matty holds the line, and Matty up and into 3rd as Nando sits in 4th and has an examination by Sai. Sai interested in that. Retail ahead of him. He's saying, well, if you're giving away positions, I am totally up for that. As Swifty then still closing in, but it's Sai that's looking racy as he pulls out from behind Cheeky Nando, but Nando holds his ground, ladies and gentlemen, and Nando gets into the corner as Sai loses the back end again, scoops her up, but Swifty's through. It's all it needs. It's all Swifty needed, and Swifty then through, and Sai has got a very loose rear derriere. Pete in the chat saying hi, Phaser, how are you? And Pete also saying, hi, how are you doing tonight? Fantastic racing tonight. I don't know if it's this racing or the Sunday League stuff. They had some banging racing over there, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to covering it. So Side slips down to Swifty, but he does have a loose rear derriere at the moment. Giaquila up to 7th, starting to work on the guys ahead of him. He did a 27.0 last as the Beamers screech around these corners, and Sai a 26.5, so he's not going to catch him like that, but he can still see him. More racing up ahead with the Swifty having the one on the Nando. There was a bit of wheel banging there, but they do say that door banging is part of touring car in the actual description of the academy. So Swifty then getting into the gist of it, getting his car in there and getting through. Cheeky Nando, he'll be wanting to come and have a go back at him as Sai is into the battle, and Nando having a look up the inside. He said, we can both do that, and Sai says, you both do that, son, because I am through and up into fourth. And that is how the Sai works. He's like the silent ninja. He's called the silent ninja, but it goes silent after the S-I and then L-E-N-T. You can't read that, and ninja is out of this sight. Sai is on the move, ladies, and Swifty and Nando having a door-banging competition, and it did not go well for either of them. That's the problem with having a door-banging competition. There's always someone behind to pick up the pieces. Matty Alder then with a penalty, but he's closing in on Ayrton. Ayrton with a handful on his agenda, because he's got the Matty Alder coming in hot and heavy behind, and Ravy Davy pulling away and singing El Sweet Serena. Pete in the chat saying, is racing tonight and a fantastic British Grand Prix today. It's been a beautiful Sunday, I'm sure. Yeah, I enjoyed the race. I mean, let's not get carried away. If it wasn't for a penalty, oh, Ayrton's off the track, but he's still okay because Aldler had that penalty. Sai in fourth with Swifty and Nando still battling behind. Giaquila in seventh, getting ever closer. 26-1 last time around. 25-7, and the fastest of the race so far for the Orangina driver, Giaquila. And Apex Wolf up into eighth, getting on with getting on, and getting on is going well. And Vane in ninth, Footy in 10th. We've got Johnny in 11th. We saw him going slow down the straight, and the T-word coming in close. 12th now, and he's having a look up the inside of Johnny. Hawkeye in 13th. Hawkeye and the Froxy going man-on-man, ladies and gentlemen, and the Hawkeye just about staying ahead, but it was a battle and a half there as the Froxy, oh no, Hawkeye going wide, and that hands the position to the Froxy Dev. Awesome stuff. There's movement here as Taff gets through, and the Taff gets through then, and Johnny down a position to 12th. Footy in 10th. My word. Baser saying, awesome, I just had family party and a bit tipsy after a good bottle of scotch. Oh yeah. And Pete saying, come on Nando Loris. Yeah, where is he? He's dropped down. He's down in sixth. So he's going back at the Swifty, ladies and gents. He's coming back, and Swifty's just holding his line. It's a lovely race betwixt the two of them, and wow, cheeky Nando around the cheeky outside there, and Giaquila getting in as well, and Swifty losing out 2 positions, 1 corner, and that is like a video I watched, but it was 2 girls and 1 cup, but that was two positions, 1 corner. Similar. Still got the same stuff in it for Swifty. He thinks it's Giaquila then ahead as cheeky Nando now in 5th. Sai there in 4th, running away with it. Matty Alder then closing in back on Ayrton. He fancies a piece of the Ayrton, ladies and gentlemen, and Ayrton has showed frailty so far here at the first race of the round 3 Brands Hatch for the Tyre Shredders Racing, and he's closing in for an absolute banger of a race betwixt the two of them, as Ravy Davy unbothered, undisturbed out there at the front, just has to run his race. Total clean air. As Matty closes in again, but the braking positions get in the way, and now he's going for the move up the inside. He's on the outside now though, and Ayrton holds the apex, and Matty then tries to get a run out of the corner on him, but Ayrton still manages to hold his line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some fantastic racing we're seeing here in the Tyre Shredders Racing Academy, and Matty Alder there having a close look back at the Ayrton. Sai in 4th with Nando in 5th, and Gia there is 6th. Swifty dropping back in 7th. Apex Wolf is in 8th, trying to close in on those guys. 26-3 last time around. It's all going to change. 27-6 for Swifty, and Apex 25-9. He's definitely going to be up and about them guys pretty soon. The Vane in 9th. He's being pursued by Footy. Footy now coming alive nearer the end of the race. We are 10 minutes in. We're halfway through, and now Footy is in hot pursuit of the Vane, and the Vane's got to be careful because Footy does not mess about. Nearly 2 seconds a lap faster at this point of the Vane. So Vane Beast, be careful with Footy in 10th, Johnny in 11th, and the Froxy Dev just behind him in 12th. Not the race that the Froxy Dev was looking for. Tough going out wide, getting up a penalty, may get more than that. And then Hawkeye in 14th, looking to take away that position from the Tough as his car gets all spindly and squirrely. And again, past Johnny ES, there's something wrong with his car down the straights. I don't know, is he resting his foot on the brake? I'm not sure. But down the straights, coming out the corner, he seems to just not have the speed on the other guys. And Hawkeye is going to be the next to cross Johnny AES. And it's such a nice looking car. I'm willing him to do better. Taff in 12th, the Froxy Dev in 11th, Footy is in 10th place, closing in on the Vane. Then we've got Apex trying to catch up this little gang. Swifty, Gia, Sai closing in on... has the Nando got past Sai? No, yes, the Nando's got past the Sai, ladies and gentlemen. Taken the fastest lap of the race. So Nando Loris absolutely slinging his BMW around. And here we go, we got Matty closing in on Ayrton there. Ayrton just trying to survive around these treacherous corners of the Brands of Hatches. We've got 8 minutes left of racing, and Ravy Davey has checked out, ladies and gents. Hopper's down in 16th. He's still closer than he was last round. Bindit in 15th there. Then we've got a lovely battle here. Taft dropping behind the Hawkeye. I think that's the penalty he had to pay. And Hawkeye's dropped it, and Taft's brakes. I think Taft might have been the reason. He's not going to get in the way of the other cars, and Hawkeye may have got a little knock there as Taft has waited around for him. And cars go through as Bindit moves up a position. Johnny in 12th, the Froxy Dev. Froxy Dev is in 13th. Now let's have a look at the fallout. Hoppers goes through as well. Taft and Hawkeye in those final places. But it was, it looks like Taft may have leaned on the Hawkeye there and sent him to the shadow realm. Hoppers picking up a huge penalty, overtaking under yellow flags, I bet, but it wasn't really his fault. People were stopped in the middle of the road. Bindit did not get the same thing, so great stuff. And Johnny ES, as he's off the road, Bindit, he's a little too far back, but we've still got 7 minutes. You never know. Bindit might be able to catch up with the Johnny. Froxy Dev trying to get his race started, the Froxy Dev and he's closing in on Footy and Vane that have been having a long running race battle at the moment, with Footy slowly chipping away at Vane ahead of him. Apex Wolf on an absolute mission at the moment to catch up with those battling cars ahead of him. Swifty, he's dropped off of them, but now they're all back together. It looks like Giaquila closing in on Nando, and Sai getting back ahead of the Nando. So we missed both their moves. We'll hang around for this bit. I just didn't want everyone to think, no, I'm not watching everyone, I try and follow the battles, but I also want to cover what everyone else is doing in the race. But this is where the battlage is happening. Matty still all over the back of Ayrton, but he just can't crack that nut. And it's Sai slip. What, that was only here 2 seconds ago. Oh, hang on, we'll look. So Sai was leading them. No, that was, just a little bit wide. Dabbed his brakes a little and let them both through. Looked like he'd allowed them through there. So Nando up and into 4th with the Giaquila in 5th. And Sai there, he looked like he just lost the beamer a little bit and got out of it and said, you guys go ahead. Oh, he's too rich for me. So Ayrton's off. Oh, no. OMG. Ladies and gentlemen, what the BGS. So Ayrton then, with this battle with Matty Alder, at the moment, Ayrton pushing hard to stay ahead, and the beamer just sliding away from him, and the back wheel touches the dust, and he is absolutely tipsy-topsy and spinning around, ladies and gents, and then facing the wrong way to rub it in. Don't do that, you'll get disqualified, Ayrton. Oh no, he's just trying to turn it. Oh, and got him Footy Apex Wolf's way. Oh, unbelievable stuff. Footy and Vane coming around, and Ayrton then getting a boof from the Apex, who's got damage everywhere. And Swifty then is up into 6th. Sai is 5th. Giaquila is ahead of the Sai. We saw that. Cheeky Nando there. Matty Alder now up and into 2nd. Not that far away from Ravy Davey. And Matty getting the purple sectors as he moves along. Pete saying, a wicked cool phaser. Pete also saying, is it okay to say something on it tonight? Bottle of Glenfiddich, 15-year-old with 4 people. Nice, but Phaser says he's laughing. And Pete saying, is it okay to tell you something, Phaser? Oh, go on, tell him something. So, half a second penalty for Matty there, but he's pretty safe with Nando having a lot of stress from Giaquila at the moment. Giaquila leaning all over the rear derriere of him with Sai in 5th. Ayrton now on the move again in 6th. Swifty in 7th. Apex Wolf is in 8th place. I mean, it's not caused him too much effect, I guess. Footy, though, closer, and he's ahead of Vane. Vane slipped back, and Vane slipped back quite heavily into the Froxy Dev. Johnny and Bindit. No, Bindit's not quite with them, but Johnny and the Froxy Dev coming around, and Vane could be in trouble. He's got to get back into the gist. He's got to find that 27.7 he had from earlier on. Oh, he's gone a little wide. He's gone a little wide, and that is going to be, oh, and Johnny bins it as well, and Bindit will love that as he comes around and finds Johnny off the track, and boom. Oh dear. Re-entries have got they probably need a word with some of these guys about the re-entries. Hawkeye then is up to 12th because of that, and Taft there 13th. Hoppers in 14th. Then Johnny there, and the Bindit trying to work out who went wrong there. There's no ghost, it seems, guys. You're going to have to watch out if there's a stationary car on the track. Ravy Davy leads, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Alder's got a half-second penalty. He's trying to chase him down, and that is going to be exceedingly difficult with a half-a-second penalty. Nando in 3rd ahead of Gia. Gia's going to put on all the pressure of the cheeky Nando all the way to the end. We are 3 minutes away from that. It's a couple of laps to go. Sai in 5th, doing an absolutely astonishing job. Great stuff in his Burma work. Ayrton in 6th place, just ahead of the Swifty. So is that no, Ayrton, I think that's where he dropped to. Swifty in 7th, with the Apex Wolf hunting him down now in 8th place. Footy in 9th. The Froxy has got himself ahead of the Vane, and the Vane wide again. Something's gone wrong with the Vane steering, ladies and gentlemen. Hawkeye in 12th, and he's ahead of the Taft. Then two having a coming together earlier on, and the Hoppers closing in. Hoppers getting racy near the end there, as Taft has a couple of issues getting through the corner, and Hawkeye trying to leave them for dead. Vane then is now behind the Froxy Dev. The Froxy Dev absolutely flying, with Footy in 9th. Apex Wolf trying to sling it up towards the Swifty, but Swifty is too swift for him. 26.3 last time around for Swifty. Apex Wolf 26.4. Nothing in it between the two of them. Ayrton on a survival drive, on a drive back. He was there fighting. Well, he was fighting for 3rd and 2nd. What? Matty Alder, some reason, no. What? It's a long time ago, wasn't it? Oh, no. It's befallen a lot of our racers, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Alder going slightly wide and hitting the wall, ladies and gentlemen. It is a mess here at Brands Hatch. These cars very temperamental, as the cheeky Nando goes up and into 2nd place. Nando Loris flying in 2nd place with Giaquila. Giaquila, remember, qualified in 12th place. He's in 3rd at the moment. Ladies and gents, you've got to say that is some driving. Sai back up and into 4th ahead of the Matty Alder. And Matty, he won't be sitting there behind Sai for very long. I imagine he's going to be getting to work on getting up ahead and trying to catch up with these two again. But it's going to be a tough battle. Ayrton as well, another victim of Brands Hatch, as we see him make his way around. Swifty in 7th ahead of the Wolf. The Wolf is transfixed on that 7th spot, ladies and gentlemen. He is after it. Footy in 9th. The Froxy Dev in 10th ahead of the Vane. Hawkeye in 12th. He's trying to get away. Oh, the Taff going slow for some reason, but there's no one around him. So I don't know if he's got some issues in the car. Bindit and Johnny coming his way. He's got to be careful. He's got the hazards on, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's having some software problems he's trying to fix. But Bindit and Johnny on their way to the Taff. And the Taft not going very fast. Ravy Davy is. Ravy Davy absolutely slinging Burtmer Wert here today. And he's got to be on his final lap, ladies and gentlemen. This has got to be his final lap. But let's not count his chickens, because we have seen many of the fast drivers slinging it off at the scenery, especially in the final corner. So Ravy Davy, he's just got to take it easy. He's got a huge gap. Giaquila has got himself past the Nando, and Giaquila 10 places, ladies and gentlemen. Giaquila has moved up the order. Nando Loris dropping down into third place, with Matti Alder now ahead of the Sai. I missed the position. It moves. Ayrton in sixth, Swifty in seventh, Apex Wolf closing in, but it's Ravy Davy, I think, coming around. No, we've still got a good while yet. In the chat, Phaser says, just say. Phaser says 126. Those guys are fast with the M6 Sprint on the hatch. I wouldn't know, but that's Deanie. Pete Brown saying he lost his mum. I'm sorry, Pete. Condolences. That's personal stuff. I'll leave that to them. As Ravy Davy then comes through to take the win, ladies and gentlemen. Ravy Davy, as we got a yellow flag, and that was, I don't know. Giaquila then in second place. Nando chasing him down, but with the yellow flag, oh, it's gone now. The yellow flag should have gone. Giaquila goes across the line with Cheeky Nando in third. Matti Alder in fourth. Sai gets fifth. Great drive for Sai. Ayrton comes home in sixth place. I'm not sure what the yellow flags are for, but there we go, sixth. Someone must have parked it on that last corner. Swifty in seventh, Apex in eighth. Footy comes around in ninth place, ahead of the Froxy Dev in 10th. Not a great drive for Froxy Dev. The Vane in 11th, but it's going to be a reverse grid, so they can move there, get a better opportunity in the second race. Hawkeye brings it around. Hoppers, Johnny, Taff and Bindit have both finished, so I don't know if there's anyone parked. I don't know what that yellow flag's for, because there's no one there. He's having a freak out. So Hawkeye in 12th, Hoppers comes around in 13th, and Johnny gets himself a 14th. But yeah, there's no one on the track, so I don't know what that yellow flag is actually for. So bizarre. So Johnny gets across the line for 14th. What an absolutely thrilling race, ladies and gentlemen. So Ravy Davy does the impossible. He takes out the win here at the Brands Hatch. Great qualifying for him. Giaquila in second place. He's in that mix somewhere in there. There he is. Giaquila from 12th on the grid all the way up and into second place. Nando Loris in third. Great drive from Lando. Matti Alder in fourth. Sai in fifth. Ayrton in sixth. Swifty in seventh. The Apex Wolf comes home in 8th place, starting from 15th. Remember, some great racing out there. Footy in 9th, and he also had he started 11th, so he's gained positions. The Froxy Dev, my word, what a race for the Froxy Dev. After getting pole position, absolutely went through the mill, didn't he? Froxy Dev getting 10th place. Vane in 11th, with Hawkeye 12th. Hoppers in 13th. Hoppers getting some positions here. Johnny is 14th, the T-Word in 15th, and Bindit in 16th. Okay, dokie then, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed that, we've got more of the same. Another 20-minute race, ladies and gents, with a reverse grid. So it's going to be tougher for the guys at the top. Janet saying, great drive from all the guys. And Peter Brown saying, hi, Janet. Good collection. Hopper's the second one. So as we load in for this second race, this is the end of this one. I think it's a 6-round championship. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's 6 or 7. So we'll be, ooh, that's looking near. And Vodka saying, go on, loving it. Right, don't look at the cheats. Oh my God, I left that up too long, didn't I? I bet you couldn't help but look. I never look. I don't like to know the results myself. I like to just be surprised as the race unfolds. So I try not to look at the results of the race. So this is how it's going to line up. Let's do it a bit better. I'll tell you what, there might be a little bit of dampness in this race, ladies and gents. It's looking rather overcast. They're still all starting on the mediums, it seems. Yes. But we'll try and do this a bit more professional. Hang on. Da, da, da. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, not that one. That one. So, binned it. You'd think I'd know what buttons it was nowadays, wouldn't you? My good golly gosh. So, binned it is on pole position. And Vodka Rob saying my eyesight isn't good enough to see the results, and Janet saying footy seems off the pace, not the same as when in Corvette. I said that right at the very beginning in the qualifying when I did the grid walk, Janet. I did say he doesn't seem to be in the American muscle cars. He was absolutely slinging it, but I think the M6 is just a little too dainty for him. He likes something a bit more aggressive. Less tail happy, sorry. So I say it again, Bindit's on pole. Taff is starting in second. Hawkeye starts in third. Hoppers starts in fourth. Johnny AES is in fifth. Sixth for the Vane. Seventh for Froxy Dev. Footy starting in eighth. Apex starts in ninth. Swifty starting in 10th. Ayrton is going to start in 11th. Sai starts in 12th. Matty Alder starts in 13th. Nando starts 14th. Then we've got Giaquila starting in 15th. And Ravy Davey, still buzzing from his win, starts in 16th. Then now, ladies and gentlemen, another 20-minute race for your delegation. Here we go. Bindit leads them around for another 20-minute sprint race here at Brands Hatch. And here they go. So Bindit leads them away. Taff in second. Then we've got the Hawkeye in third. Hawkeye will be looking to try and take that lead. He's been racing these guys, and Hoppers comes in under the braking, and Hawkeye, he survives. Vane goes in close to the Hoppers, and the Vane going around the outside, but Hoppers has got the inside, and he's just given Vane a little bit of a knock in there. And Vane will be saying, right, I'm getting you down here then, you booger. And there you go. Vane goes for the move, and Taff and Bindit. We're Taff and Bindit side by side, and the Taff goes up. And Hawkeye goes as well. Opportunist up the inside as Bindit deals after the move by the Taff, and the Taff is on the move. Ladies and gentlemen, he has dipped. Bindit is in second place. Vane going up against the Hawkeye. So Bindit survived that, and Vane comes through against Hawkeye. And the Froxy Dev right on the scene, ladies and gentlemen, in fifth. We've got Footy up to sixth. Footy on the move as well as Ayrton in seventh. Matty Alder in eighth. Swifty in ninth. Apex in 10th. Size, the man that's dropped, I believe. No, he might not have. It might have been Apex. Nando in 12th. Ravy Davies moved up ahead of Hoppers. Giaquila. No, that should be about right. And Johnny may have dropped. So the Taff then is leading the way with the Vane in second. Hawkeye in hot, close pursuit as the Froxy Dev going around the outside of the Hawkeye. The Hawkeye having a wiggle in the corner, and that's got to have given the Froxy Dev the opportunity to make the move, but the Hawkeye staying with it later on the brakes into Paddock Hill Bend, and what a beautiful sight that is as a Hawkeye maintains position and closes in a little bit on the Vane. Froxy Dev chasing him on with Ayrton and Footy getting personal, and Bindit there, he slipped down the order as Footy moves up. Oh, and Bindit has binned it, ladies and gentlemen. Bindit around. I don't know if it was by his own volition or if someone helped him around, but my word, when you get swallowed up by the pack, it's hard to keep it under control. So the Froxy Dev side by side with Hawkeye. Hawkeye on the outside of the next corner, and the job is done. The Froxy Dev is through, and his next man is Vane on his list with Ayrton there. there in fifth, wanting a better drive than the first one. He's coming up against the Hawkeye. The Hawkeye closes the door, and Ayrton, a very polite guest, just waits until that door's open again. And Footy in sixth, but he's under pressure from Matty. Matty, absolute glorious drive in the first race, and Footy putting a couple of wheels on the grass here. Ken stays on, and Matty Alder fell a tap there, but I think he was on the outside. I don't know if Footy just slid into him. It seemed nothing. I don't know how he ended up off the road there. Swifty in seventh. Nando, is in eighth with Giaquila all up and about his business. Giaquila wanting to get by for the second time today. And there is Matty Alder. That's where he's ended up after his moment with Swifty or Footy, I can't remember. Or Hawkeye. Someone. Ayrton's up to fourth place now. Hawkeye in fifth. They've got Footy in sixth. Swifty in seventh. Nando is there as well. And there's a wiggle there from Footy. I think Footy getting a wiggle on, and Swifty goes flying by, and Nando gets up the inside of him, and behind him he's got Footy very close. No, he's got Giaquila very close behind Footy, but Nando got through. Swifty in sixth, chasing down Hawkeye. Hawkeye in fifth behind Ayrton. Ayrton on the move with the Froxy Dev up and into third, chasing after the Vane. And Taff's thrown it off, and so's the Vane. The Vane is making it very easy for the Froxy Dev, and the Froxy Dev, he must be sympathetic to him. He knows how that feels. He did it turn one. Lap one of the first race, if we need reminding. So Vane then, so frustrating when you're under that pressure, and the Taff going off for no reason. And Vane again looking very wide as Ayrton comes in for the kill. Hawkeye in fifth, but he's being caught by Swifty. Swifty and himself, they've had a race already today. They know each other well, and Hawkeye then tries to close off the position, and Swifty comes in very fast and makes contact, but no harm, no foul. Hawkeye still going in the right direction, and Swifty doesn't want to hang around because he's got a cheeky Nando all up in his rear derriere. And then we've got Footy here with his own issues of Giaquila and the Matty Alder all up and about his business, and a Ravy Davy race winner from race one is cutting through the noise. Johnny is in 12th with the Hoppers in 13th. Apex has gone down the order, and so has Sai in 15th. We've missed their action. And then we've got Bindit, who we saw spin in the middle of the pack, in 16th. Taff then in the lead, but the Froxy Dev has closed in on him so far, and Taff just trying to cling on to the tarmac ahead as the Froxy Dev looms large in his rear. He's gone, ladies and gentlemen. The Taff went off the road. Re-entry, ladies and gents, re-entry. Hoppers, you're going to have to teach them about re-entry in your academy, my friend. So Taff then goes a little wide there, and the Froxy Dev through, and then he didn't even know that wasn't re-entry. I take it back. You hit someone who was already off the road, which was Vane, I think, wasn't it? So Vane now back up to second, Ayrton in third, and I apologise, Taff, it was nothing to do with re-entry, he was off the road. So Taff then in fourth, Hawkeye in fifth. Hawkeye getting a whiff of the Taff then, and fancying a piece of that action as Swifty goes for a move around the outside, but he's going to get boxed in by the Taff. He can't go anywhere, and the Taff's there, and oh my words. Swifty, that cheeky Nando, where we lost Hawkeye? Hawkeye's dropped right back behind him and got a penalty. Unbelievable stuff. And Swifty then, and the Nando got through ahead of him. Unbelievable racing, Nando picking up when Swifty and Hawkeye getting tumbling over each other, and Taff in front of him. Cheeky Nando then up into fifth place. Vane in third. He's lost the position to Ayrton. Ayrton suddenly finding fastest laps in his cabinet, and he is chasing down the Froxy Dev, who feels this is a retribution for the first race. He should have been in this position in the first place. Ayrton chasing him down. Vane in third ahead of a cheeky Nando, and the Taff nearly throwing it at the scenery again. Matty Alder is right up his rear derriere, and he's looking at for a way past with cheeky Nando. Cheeky Nando went up, didn't he? Yeah, Nando in fourth. Tough under pressure in 5th with the Matty all up and about his personal space, ladies and gents. Hawkeye in 7th, but he's got himself a penalty in the Taff. The Taff, I don't know. Oh, my words. OMGs. I don't know if him and Matty had it coming together. It's looking, no, he just had an off. Ooh, no, sir. No, but it's all right. It didn't affect Matty too badly. Didn't affect Matty too badly. Footy in 6th, Giaquila in 7th. Ravy Davey got through as well. Where did Taff end up? Taff's ended up right down there. And I don't know how all these other guys have got involved. Who was that just going onto the track? Bindit's there. Taff's pulled out. Hawkeye then. So how did Hawkeye get wrapped up in all that? Ooh, Hawkeye just arrived on the scene, didn't he, at the same time? Oh, he was just behind him. He was just behind him. Oh, that's unfortunate for Hawkeye. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. So, there's some horrible accidents. Not dirty driving, just some unfortunate accidents we're getting to see here. The Froxy Dev then leads from Ayrton. Vane in 3rd, Nando in 4th, chasing him down. Nando a 26.6 last time out with the Vane a 27.7, and cheeky Nando is going to be closing in extremely fast. We may as well just hang around now, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Alder is somehow, the Vane doing a bit of mowing, and that has put cheeky Nando up and into 3rd place, and the Vane there, he was mowing lawns somewhere in Kent. Matty Alder closing in as well with the purples. Ravy Davey up to 6th, ladies and gents. Winner from race 1 has been slowly but surely making up ground. Footy in 7th, Giaquila in 8th, Johnny AES is in 9th, but he's carrying a penalty. Apex is in 10th with Sai in 11th, Swifty in 12th, chasing him down. Hoppers in 13th with Hawkeye in 14th, Bindit in 15th ahead of the Taff. My good golly gosh, ladies and gentlemen, how much action can you guys put up with? So Vane off again, but Cheeky Nando's through and past him, and Matty Alder is the next man on his list. In the chat saying, Janet saying, come on Footy. He's in 7th at the moment, scoring good points. Ravy Davey, half a second penalty. That's going to work in Footy's favour, ladies and gents. Footy trying to close the gap on our man Ravy of the Davey. Driving like a gravy. Giaquila, always a threat, ladies and gents. We're not even halfway in this race yet. Johnny up to 9th, but he's got the Apex Wolf hunting him down. And he is hungry like the wolf. Sai in 11th, doing another great job, but he's got Swifty for company, and Swifty is all up and about his rear dairy air. Hoppers in 13th, the Hawkeye trying to make something of a bad situation here. Bindit in 15th with the Taff in 16th. Froxy flying at the moment, fastest man on track. Vodka Rob saying shred them tyres. They certainly are the tyre shredders, aren't they? Unbelievable stuff. Ayrton then in second. Can he close in? Not while the Froxy Dev is doing the fastest laps, ladies and gentlemen. Ayrton's going to have to go with that little extra to try and close in on the leader here. Nando. Is that a double podium for the Nando? I reckon it might be. Vane under pressure from Matty Alder. Matty Alder. We jumped on board because we thought he was closing in, but he seemed too far away. Up the inside, and not too bad, actually. There was connection there, but it looked like Vane was sliding. It looked like he was spinning. So Matty Alder then makes his way up the inside of the Vane. Ravy Davey next on the list. He did a 27 that time around. Vane did a 28.3 with just under 10 minutes to go. It's not unfathomable for Ravy Davey to catch up these guys ahead of him, as well as Giaquila and Footy now starting to find a little bit of form here. He's done some nice regular 28s and he's closing in fast as FUK, ladies and gentlemen. So keep an eye on the monster BMW. He's making big moves. But he's chasing down fast people. This is the problem. Ravy Davey, Giaquila, these are swift guys to try and catch up with. but he's doing an absolutely astounding job at the moment. Johnny seems to have found that pace down the straights. Don't know what was happening in race one, but he was just seeming to lose a bit of pace coming out the corners as he looked like his foot was on the brake. And Apex now looking for the position, lining up Johnny to take the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you pro sim race. We're watching these two absolute top of their game, athletic pro sim racers here. Oh, the back end of the Wolf hanging out. And Johnny at the moment, the measure, got the measure of the man, and nothing that Apex can do against Johnny. Flying, I tell thee, flying into the first corner. Paddock Hill Bend, always a killer in any race. And now Apex pulls the trigger, goes up the inside for Druids, tries to outbrake him, and he is through, ladies and gentlemen. Apex played for that one, just followed him through Paddock and decided he was going to send it into Druids, and what a beautiful move. So now the Apex is freed up to try and chase down his rival Footy. Footy on the move though. Giaquila trying to close in on Ravy Davey, who's trying to close in on the Vane. The Vane at the moment in 5th place, 13 minutes nearly into the race, 7 minutes to go. Can the Vane maintain? Matty Alder up and into 4th, fastest man on track at the moment in his Burtmer were chasing down the Nando. They're close together, 25.7 from Nando, 25.2 from Matty Alder. Ayrton at the moment, 25.8 from himself, and he's chasing down the Froxy Dev, who's come across a back marker, ladies and gentlemen, of the TAF, I believe. Oh, maybe not. It must be someone more, higher up than the trap thingy. I'm not sure which one. I could just go on board, couldn't I? Ooh, the Froxy going a little wide there. Oh, it was Taff. He's gone past him. Now Ayrton's gone past him. Ayrton. And the Nando will be next. And Nando being caught, I think, by Matty Alder. Nando's going to be very concerned as he goes right into the back of the Taff. And that's going to have cost him, as now Matty has closed right in. I mean, you could have gone around him. I mean, there was but he clouted into the back of him. But I suppose he thought before the corner, and in the braking zone, he probably thought Taft should have moved out of the way, possibly. So, but different leagues have different things. Some leagues say no, back markers don't have to get out of the way. It's down to you to get past them. So it's I'm not sure. I don't have to race, so I don't have to keep myself au fait with those kind of rules. So Cheeky Nando at the moment though maintaining that third, but Matty is absolutely slinging it. Should have finished second, shouldn't he, in the first race, and his back end just touched a little just here. This is the scene. Oh, and Matty just giving Nando a little push through the corner, saying, look, I'm not playing shenanigans, don't try and slow me down when you're braking. You brake when I brake, son. And Matty Alder then tucks up behind the Nando, and Nando holding ground at the moment. A lot of dust being kicked up here at Brands Hatch, as these guys are using every inch of the track. And at the moment, Nando under immense pressure from Matty. Ayrton cannot close that gap to the Froxy Dev. Behind them, we've got the Vane being caught by Ravy Davey and Giaquila. Giaquila in the Orangina has stayed with Ravy Davey all the way. If anything, he looks like he's closer to the Ravy Davey as they come across Vane. Vane's just done his fastest lap of a 26.7. He's pulling out all the stops, ladies and gents. Ravy Davey losing a bit of time that last time around with a 27.4, and Giaquila 25.9. It is getting very tight here in the mid-pack, ladies and gents. Vane having to start driving defensive, placing his his BMW in the middle of the road, and I thought he'd gone wide there as Ravy Davy and Giaquila come in for the kill. And Vane, no, he nearly lost it, but Ravy Davy looks like he followed him in that direction. Now Ravy Davy's having a think about the move of the inside, and I think he decided against it, but Vane may have braked a little more than Ravy Davy was expecting, so he just committed and went up the inside, and it's helped Giaquila through as well. And Vane there, no, Vane's come back under braking in paddock hill. He says no, Ravy Davy could go past, but not you. I don't like Orangina. So Vane with an aversion to Orangina there, but really likes red. Vane then holding off the Giaquila for the time being. Footy in 8th place, being caught by the Wolf. 26-6. These old adversaries meet again on track, and it is always fun when the Wolf and the Footy come across each other. I am telling you, great times to be had. Swifty in 10th, Johnny in 11th, under pressure from the side. And you'd forgotten about the side, but no, he's back, he's bad, and he's through, ladies and gentlemen. The silent Ninja is back, baby, and he's up to 11th now. Johnny in 12th, Hawkeye in 13th. Has not had the luckiest of races. Hopefully he'll come back for the next round. Honestly, it's not usually this aggressive. I think these cars are rather tricky around the brands of Hatch. Hopper's in 14th, Bindit in 15th, Taff in 16th. Although Tokyo was Hawkeye. Let me tell you, at Tokyo, you got 5-second penalty for hitting the barrier, and everyone hit the barrier. So this is tame for tyre shredders. And there we see Hawkeye coming across the Taff. As the Taff going a little slow at the moment, just making his way around, doesn't want to be in the race, maybe he's gone for a wee or something. The Froxy Dev then leads from Ayrton, and Matty Alder's got past the Nando. Oh my word, how friggin' long ago. This is too long ago. When did he do this? He wasn't ahead of him. Oh my god. Yeah, it was ages ago, but we'll go back anyway. What the hell? It's for a position. So Nando then holding on to that third, but Matty's been closing in on him. Oh, it was a mistake by Nando coming out of the corner. And Matty Alder then, a gift, you may say. A gift for Matty as he moves up and into third place, and then Nando finding the back end of that BMW to be too loosey-goosey sometimes. Ravy Davy then gets the move done on Vane. That's what we were watching, with Giaquila trying to get past the Vane. And all the time we were watching that, there was a bit of a battle here with Matty Alder and Nando against each other. Ayrton not getting anywhere with his closing in on the Froxy Dev. The Froxy Dev just not playing today. He is not messing about. Ayrton then in second. Then we've got the Matty Alder getting himself up and into a podium position after Nando gifted it to him with a small mistake coming out of the corner. Ravy Davy in fifth. Vane still ahead of Giaquila. I think we're nearly back to where we were. Footy and the Apex closing in on each other. Swifty, Johnny, and Johnny's just about to lose the position. I think we saw this, didn't we? If I remember rightly, yeah, I think, yeah, he goes up there. Beautiful. Get it, see it twice. Johnny then getting that position done. Hawkeye in 13th ahead of the Hoppers. Bindit in 15th, and the Taff, who, if I can predict the future, is going to get in Size way soon. Not Size. Whose was it? Hawkeye's way. Oh, I might have missed that one. Is that the Taff up ahead of him? Sorry, I'm just waiting for it to catch up. There you go. There's the Taff slowing down. And now we are back to where we were. Time has relined itself. Froxy Dev then leads with Ayrton in second. Matty Alder in third spot with the Nando in fourth, giving chase. Ravy Davy and the Orangina of Giaquila cannot get by our man Vane. Vane, a very good roadblock, it would seem, and Giaquila going to get very frustrated behind the Vane. And Ravy Davy getting the opportunity to make a quick getaway. Nando then cannot live with the Matty. Matty throwing it. And now the worries are we've still got a minute and a half of this race to go. So another lap after this one for sure, faux show. And Ayrton may get caught by the Matty. Who knows? Matty's absolutely slinging Burma was right now, and Ayrton could be in the danger zone. Nando keeping a track of things ahead. Oh, Nando binned it. Ravy Davy, he's quite away. But no, Ravy Davy definitely is going to gain that position there. And the Nando is down in fifth. Vane is through, possibly. There he is, Giaquila also, and Nando down into seventh. It's been one of those days, hasn't it, ladies and gents? It has just been one of those Brands Hatch kind of races, and you can't blame anyone except for the sadistic person who designed the racetrack. And it's beautiful. I'm here for it. Giaquila then in sixth with the Vane in fifth. Ravy Davy has dipped and left the building. Matty Alder there in third, trying to give chase to Ayrton, but Ayrton seems to have it all under control. And the Froxy Dev is slam dunking this one for an absolute easy win. Beautiful stuff. The Taff is continuing on despite his woes, and fair play to him. Binned it in the kitty litter, but I don't think Taff anywhere near. Taff's nearly a lap behind him, so Bindit is pretty safe there. The Hoppers in 14th with Hawkeye in 13th. We've got Johnny AES in 12th. We've got Sai in 11th, Swifty in 10th, Nando down a 9th now. Apex and Footy have both managed to get by him. What an absolute shocker. Giaquila has gone past the Vane, so the Vane did lose that position in the end, and the Froxy, I was trying to get there. Oh, I've gone back a whole lap. I don't think I wanted to do that, did I? Bugger. I didn't want to go back a whole lap. I don't know whether or not to skip a shitload. This is all right. He's coming around the last corner. It wasn't a whole lap, was it? So there we go. The Froxy Dev then bringing it on home for the win. Eventually, he got poled. Maintains that second place, ladies, and Matty Alder got very close in the end, and Matty Alder gets that third. Great driving. Ravy Davy winning the first race, fourth, best of the rest in the second race, and that is a very good, very good. Giaquila grabs himself the fifth there ahead of the Vane, who had some absolutely fantastic driving in that race. Footy, oh, wait a minute. What happened to the Wolf? There's some racing to be had here, ladies and gentlemen. So, Footy, Apex, dicing it. Oh, dicing it up. Good, ladies. I told you when these two come together, it is absolute dynamite. And Footy and Apex having themselves an absolute banger of a race. And the Apex looking for the outside line. Footy defending the inside, and Apex just runs off wide. He runs off wide, giving the position to Nando. Footy finishes in 7th, but Nando's all over the back of him. And it's Footy 7th, Nando in 8th. Swifty comes through in 9th, and Sai gets 10th. As Apex Wolf, still not back on track, gives the position up to Johnny. Johnny in 11th. And Apex Wolf then comes home 12th. What a shame, but he went all in, ladies and gents. He gave it his all. Hawkeye in 13th. Bindit already finished in 15th with the Taff, and it's the Hoppers that brings it on home in 14th position. What an absolute blinding round, ladies and gentlemen. Two fantastic races in the Burma was here at Brands Hatch. You have to say hats off to the tyre shredders for some great racing. The Froxy, oh, come on, is that the best you can do? The Froxy Dev takes the win, ladies and gentlemen, after his first corner faux pas at the very beginning of the races. And he makes amends for his error, as does Ayrton with his big spin in race 1, comes back stronger in race 2 and takes that second place. Great driving from everybody. Matty Alder in 3rd place. What a podium drive, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff from Matty Alder. Ravy Davy comes up, and it's the cream rises, ladies and gents. That's all there is to it. He won the first race, and he came back and up and into 4th place here in the second race. Ravy Davy, Brands Hatch really suits you, sir. Giaquila in 4th place. Giaquila in the Orangina. He had a race and a half, had to come across some absolute big foes, and he absolutely slayed, ladies and gentlemen. Great driving from Giaquila there. Vane, the roadblock, Vane the block, we should call him Stonewall Vane. Nothing comes past Vane. Vane, absolutely great defensive driving against some very big hitters there. Held them back as long as he possibly could, and did an absolutely fantastic job. Great drive for 6th place. Footy, absolutely slinging. Burtma were back on form again. Is he? Can we say he's back on form? Excuse me. Are we going to see him come to round 4 and absolutely light it up? Let's hope so, because Footy is electric when he drives. 7th place. And in the chat, Janet also mentioning that Footy had a great 7th position there. And Janet saying some very quick races there. Very quick. And Vodgrove saying a great day of entertainment. Cheers, Thingy. That's my pleasure, my friend. Footy in 7th. The Nando. Oh, poor Nando. What can we say? There is no consolation for Nando Loris, but you are more than welcome back, because what a cracking little racer you are. So, as they all are, but you have added some entertainment to this. So, Nando Loris in 8th place, with Swifty coming in 9th, Sai in 10th, Johnny in 11th, Apex, oh, poor Apex as well. He went for gold. He went all in, and he didn't have the aces he thought he had. But Apex Wolf there in 12th. Hawkeye comes home in 13th. Hoppers in 14th. Bindit in 15th. And the Taff comes home in 16th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an astounding round that was. Brands Hatch always brings up some good fun. PHUN. Thank you very much for those that have tuned in and viewed, and I much appreciate you. You are all very awesome. Thank you to the Tyre Shredders for allowing me to stream this great race, Hoppers and the Academy, and Chris and all of the guys over there. Fantastic stuff. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate everyone out there that watches. Thank you very much, guys. In the last of the chat, then, it's Janet saying, cheers, Thingy, great streaming. Oh, bless you, thank you. And Vodka with a big love art with eyeballs on it. Love it. Cheers, Vodka. Cheers, Janet. Cheers, everyone else. Tiru, peace and love. Oh, peace and love.